Hey Max, I've got an employment law question for you. The R word, redundancies and restructures. There's a lot of it going on out there right now, and I know this is where people get themselves into hot water, particularly your businesses. So what advice would you have for the employer and the employee in this regard?
Oh, yeah, it is a big deal because there's lots of redundancies going on. For the employer, just note the employer, they've got to go through a fair process first. They cannot conclude that the redundancy is going to occur unless they've gone through and consulted the employee. So employers, you've got to put your plan to the employee. You've got to give them an opportunity to comment before you make any firm decisions. Now, this is the key. Put it in writing. So when that employee hears that you're proposing redundancy, no, they only hear the word redundancy. They think they're finished already. So that can be a fatal mistake for you. And if they allege you've done that, you've got no evidence otherwise. So put it in writing is very important. And give them about a week to consult. So discuss it. Now, when you first approach them, give them the rationale, the reason why you're going to do the redundancy. Tell them the issues that you're looking at. Also, if perhaps you're going to just reduce your workforce down, tell them why that their role's been selected. So it's a selection criteria. There's quite a bit in it, folks. So if you're an employer out there, you really do need advice. But one letter can do the whole process nicely. At the end of that week or so that you've given the employee to consult, it could come up with an answer. Now, that's the employer. The employees, if you're out there and your boss proposes redundancy to you, don't react immediately. Just hold your breath and wait and say, when's our next meeting? Right? It may be in a week or 2 weeks' time. Then go away and get some advice. That's what I really say to you. But you've got a right to lots of information. That employee, if you're out there and you think, wow, why am I selected? Why is it? What's the problem here? Why don't you try this? And why haven't you done that? And why aren't you, getting rid of your golf club subscription and your, all the flash stuff? Those questions you can ask, and you're entitled to that information. So be sure that you go through that. Be rational, calm, and then put a whole lot of questions in writing. It's very important, that stuff in writing, because it's got evidence for me if it turns to mess later on.
Well, hey, that's a great answer, Max. I reckon we put your contact details up next day, so if people need to ask more questions, they can get in contact with you.
You're the mate. Cheers, Vaughan.
Okay, thanks, Max.